It is the year of the dragon.
Oh, wow.
That is Jeffrey's year.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's his animal. He, those animals is always like, wow, dragon, tiger. We got the rabbit.
Rabbit.
What is that? Lucky?
Yeah, the only thing, if there's a battle between all the animals, the only thing that's left is the rabbit's foot, probably, because it's getting fucking eaten by everything else.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again. Or very possibly for the first time.
It is the first time in 2024 we can guarantee that.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true. We're coming at you in the new year. What is it? Year of the dragon or the rat or something? I don't know.
It is the year of the dragon.
Oh, wow.
That is Jeffrey's year.
Oh,
that's
okay.
That's his animal. He, those animals is always like, wow, dragon, tiger. We got the rabbit.
Rabbit.
What is that? Lucky?
Yeah, the only thing, if there's a battle between all the animals, the only thing that's left is the rabbit's foot, probably, because it's getting fucking eaten by everything else. But here we are, 2024, and had a nice little break. So I it was kind of nice that Christmas was like right during the weekend, sort of, and then you sort of got almost a full week of nothing, or at least we did, like, to sort of ease into the new year.
Yep. I forgot it was even New Year's Eve on Sunday. I was like sitting there, and I was like, and Jeffrey's like, "Are we gonna watch the ball drop tonight?" I was like, "Tonight." I was like, "Oh, fuck, yeah." Robin went to bed.
She wasn't interested in.
She said, "I hate New Year's. I'm going to bed." I was like, "Well, I want to go to bed," but then like Jeffrey came out of his room, was like with all of his like his stuff. He's like, "All right, we're staying up." I was like,
"Oh, what time did he come out ready to go? Like 10?"
Yeah, it was 10 o'clock. Where I was like winding down. I was like getting the long blinks or the
You're like,
the one eye, like you started like, oh. I was like, "Fuck, I got 2 hours."
I don't even know. I would have just thrown on the New York feed and been like, "There you go, kid."
Except he's 11, so he's
wise to that. He's wise to that piece now. I think it was maybe the 30th. I just told my wife, I'm like, I'm not staying up till, like, I'm just gonna go to bed like normal, if not earlier. To try, like, staying up till midnight is of no interest to me right now. But
yeah, I was in the garage doing some stuff, and then I was like, all right, 10 o'clock. I was burning some stuff with the laser.
The laser. Pew pew. Pew pew.
And then I was like, all right, 10 o'clock. And then Jeffrey's like, "We're staying up." I was like, well, have fun with that. I'm going to bed. And I was like, damn.
Like, we're drinking then. We're popping bottles.
The
Martinelli's, here we go. Get crunk. I have a very, somehow I remember we were able to convince in my youth, me and my brother, we got some Martinelli's to like do the clink of the glass, that whole thing for New Year's. Yeah. And somehow I saved the bottle, and I just would fill it up with water. But I would, for the next couple days around the house, I was just like slugging out of the Martinelli's bottle.
Party animal.
Just because I thought it was so cool, that like glass bottle, and then that got shut down pretty quick.
I used to do is always like what was that beer? Is it Rolling Rock with the cap? Where you pop it open.
Yeah,
I think it's Rolling Rock. My dad said I always save the bottle and like use it for water or juice or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Rolling Rock. I don't think
I think that's the one with the cap, right? Where it's what I'm talking about.
It's like not a regular bottle cap. It's something else. Like reusable.
I think it is like I How do I explain it? Let me see. Make sure I got it right.
Okay. I mean, I know Rolling Rock. I've had Rolling Rock before. It's like a green bottle and it has like a wagon on it or something, or some mountains. I don't know.
Maybe it's maybe it's not Rolling Rock. It's the one with the wire, the metal.
Has like a cage, like a cage like you would have on top of a champagne bottle, kind of.
Yeah, and you like pop it open and it just kind of hangs from the glass.
Oh, that's pretty fancy sounding. Is it a fancy beer? Or is it like...
No, it's not. I forget. My dad used to have their beer bottles. I forget. Maybe it wasn't Rolling Rock. I can't remember now.
They probably changed it, but I think okay, it's like it's like an aluminum pull tab kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like Coors Original had that for a bit on some of that.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was. That seemed more like something my dad would drink.
Yeah. But
it's like a metal. Yeah, it has like the soft rubber filling. I can't remember.
Whoa.
St. Polly's Girl? I don't know. I remember he used to
St. Polly's Girl?
I don't know. When he used to camp, he used to have them, and I would wash them out.
Yeah.
And I would use put my soda in there.
Oh, nice. I like that. Yeah, we didn't even try to stay up. We just treated like any other day.
Well, I was coerced.
You were, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a day where I have to do the same thing as well.
Yeah, it's probably you're staying up, right? It's like,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I guess there's not too many. I was in my mind. I was like, there's not too many left of these where he wants to stay up with the old man. So
yeah, that's true. You're going to be a couple hours. You're going to be on the pay no mind list soon enough. Yeah. So
like, why are you talking to me? Jeez.
Yeah, don't even fucking look at me, Dad. It's like shit.
Why don't I stay with you?
Yeah. Nice. What did watch? Like I saw the Meg 2 is out on something. I was like, oh, maybe we'll watch this. I watched the trailer and I'm like, this looks so horrible. And then coupled with your movie review, I'm like, I can't even do it.
I actually I was working and Robin was she's busy working on some dolls for Colby and Maylee.
Mm-hmm.
So she's crocheting away. So she likes to play movies. And I came out and she had the Meg 2 on. I was like, you're reliving this nightmare? She's like, would you stop? I was like, oh, no,
dude,
I'm not.
It looks, I think I even tapped out of the trailer. It looks so bad.
The most egregious error or whatever in movie history. I don't know, whatever you want to call that. I don't even know if it's an error. It's just the most egregious action in movie history.
Where he stops and then they're all three were like going together. I'm like, wouldn't they all be fighting because they're all like ultra predators? Anyway,
I don't know. They had Alpha. And, I saw it and I was like mad again. I was like, okay, I don't even want to.
It rekindled your anger.
I chose to go back to work than sit down.
I'd rather log into the office to see what's going on there. What did
I see? He has a new movie coming out too, like The Beekeeper or something.
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
Statham has jumped the shark. Jason Statham is, not that. Well, I think probably Snatch was probably his peak.
Yeah, my dad said that's his. According to my dad, that's his one and only good movie.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Transporter movies and he was in Italian Job, right? Or was that, no, that was, okay. I like those because it was like cool kind of car action and it wasn't, I mean, it was ridiculous. There was very ridiculous moments, but it wasn't over the top. But then it seems like everything he's in now is like.
Yeah, he's in Italian Job with Marky Mark.
Yeah. And Charlize Theron?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ed Norton.
Oh, Ed Norton. Wow. What did that, what's the Rotten Tomatoes on that one if you have it up? We're already, first show of the new year, we're already fucking 8 minutes into the show. We're already on the crutches.
We're going to the crutches. Okay, Italian Job, Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see here.
I'm going to call low 70s. Give me 72.
Oh, 72. On the dot.
Really?
On the dot.
Whoa! That's cool.
Audience score is it 80?
Okay. Yeah, I remember it being because that
wasn't too bad.
That's when the Mini Cooper came back into the United
States.
Hey,
Mini Cooper's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to get me one of these, and then, I made it happen. 10 years later, probably, but yeah, it was was a cool movie.
But the beekeeper looks like he has like I can't remember his name. He was the bad guy in fucking Die Hard 3. The voice of Scar or whatever his name is.
Jeremy Irons.
Yes. Yeah, Jeremy Irons. Yeah, he's in it.
Oh no. What was the Jason Statham movie that he had to like keep his heart rate up? So he was just like running around everywhere, and then he would like stop and like fuck somebody, and then he would like go to the gym, and then he was like sprinting around. I was like, stop. It's ridiculous.
I think my dad called it Euro trash.
Oh man. But how's the? Did you guys play any Nintendo Switch?
Oh yeah. So Jeffrey's been into the Pokemon, and going through some of the stuff.
Does he play it just holding on to it, or do you hook it up to your TV?
He alternates. So like he gets in he likes to go from the TV and then he'll pull it out and
sit on the couch and play. Okay, nice.
Keep gaming. And then he said, "Hey, you want to open up the Mario Kart?
Let's go."
So you know what you're getting into, son.
I like it.
So we open it up, and it's. I mean, the graphics are way better, obviously, than in 64 days. Yeah. But the principle is still the same. I still got it.
You still got it. You can.
We went down and
carve the apex up to no problem.
Oh yeah, and then I already knew red shell and the green shell.
Yeah.
I already had that. He didn't know what that. He didn't have that in the knowledge bank, which I did. So I picked my guy. Yoshi. It's a good
one. They have all the different color Yoshis too. Did you?
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize there was multiple.
I was like a blue Yoshi, and then I was the black Yoshi, and I was. I think I went with the classic Yoshi too.
Yeah.
And you could do, he was Bowser, or Skeleton Bowser, I forget what they call him.
Yeah.
And Bone Bowser or some shit like that. Well, whatever.
Boner.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Boner. There goes Boner. So, first match, smoked him. It was first place. He's like, "How do you know how to?" I said, "Son, I've been playing this game since I was your age."
I've been getting that too. The kids are like, "Dad, how are you so good?" I'm like, we're playing the 50cc league, like the JV lowest league. So I'm like way out ahead of everybody every time. Like, how do you? I'm like, I have played this a lot.
Yeah, he couldn't wrap his mind around it. I said, it's the same controls basically as N64 with the trigger and everything else. And he's like, he kept spinning out, and I kept saying, "Don't gas it until it hits one."
Mm-hmm.
Like at the start of the race, because you get, why do you do that? I said, "Don't gas until so how do you know this?" I said, "I told you, I played that. I used to stay up all night with my friends playing this shit."
That's amen to that.
Used to get pizza, played Mario Kart, and GoldenEye. Get the fuck out of here.
Crack a couple Mountain Dews.
Mountain Dew, yeah.
Has a rage of an evening.
Go to bed at 5 a.m.
Dude, the thing about the N64, any of those early consoles, is there's a certain amount of rage with these games of like frustration, and you like throw your hands up and you turn and you jerk, and the controllers are actually attached to the thing, and you would like you would rip it out of the wall, or so you'd fuck your shit up.
Disconnect the controller all the
time. So, I think when wireless controllers came out, that was like a game changer. No pun intended.
He couldn't, because then Robin came in for a couple turns. Actually,
how did she do?
She gave me a run for my money for a couple times. I still beat her, I think, but it was like first and second. Boom, 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 boom. She's like, "What?" She's like, "Jeffrey, I used to play this too." I said, "This isn't a new fucking game."
Nintendo's been around a while, longer
than we've been alive.
We got some new controllers, and I told him, I'm like, "Get in here. Let's go four screens."
Oh.
And she's like, "This game, it makes me too anxious, like too much anxiety, like all the stuff." I'm like, I was like, "Guys, do you think you could beat Mom at Mario Kart?" She did okay. I think she fared mid-pack, 4, 5, 6. I think she was right there. And then, my son, after 2 or 3 races, he's He's lost.
Over.
Yeah, it's 4. He's 4.5, so it's not quite there. But he gets all the rockets and all the cool, bonuses.
Oh, okay.
Because you're, when you're 12, they give you everything to hurry it along.
And then we were laughing. We were talking about the old shit like Sega and Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, like, when you died, it was over, dude. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you had to start over. He's like, from where you start. I said, no, you had to start over. He's like, no. I said, yes. It was. You want to talk about getting angry? When you get hell far, then you had to start over.
There's no,
Genie. Oh. You had to buy like the Game Genie separately to like save your space or some shit. Remember? It was like,
oh yeah, there was a lot of controller add-ons. There was like a time period for video games where there was a lot of control. Like, remember the Rumble packs?
Oh yeah.
So if you were playing 007 and you would shoot it would be like vibrate. Of course, it's killing your battery. Your AA batteries are.
But it was cool at that point. But yeah, it was like. He couldn't like understand. He's like, what do you mean you start over? I said, you started over. You were done. You got 3 lives and you were fucking done.
They have
Princess Peach. It'll be another day because we're done.
Oh man, I do. Did you? I still put the cartridge in to the game, but I think you can download it to the Switch. But I haven't done that.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon game I downloaded to the Switch, but yeah, the other one, like the Mario Kart, I put the cartridges in the game.
Yeah, I feel you got to go old school a little bit.
Oh yeah, got to blow on it too.
I think at some point they're just going to do away. It's almost pointless to have it's all just going to be downloads, right? It's the same.
Oh yeah, I hear the kids talk all the time. They're new trash talk. Remember we used to say, "Hope you saved the receipt." Remember we used to say that shit. Now it's like just uninstall it. Just uninstall it from your computer. Oh man,
it's evolved. It's evolved with the times. Uninstall it. That's great. Yeah. I mean we've had I love the Switch. It's a good little console. Family friendly as well.
Oh yeah. I told Robin, I said, even if Jeffrey gets tired of it, I'll just commandeer it when I feel like it.
Yeah. I did take it to I took it on a couple long plane rides as well.
Oh yeah,
because the battery's pretty good on it, and it's just uses the same as like your phone charger or whatever. So you can just rock that thing. I was playing Pokemon Snap for like 3 hours on the airplane once, looking for all sorts of Squirtles and Pikachus and things like that.
James has been trading Jeffrey on Scarlet Violet.
Oh, okay. Do I need to get into this game?
It's kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of fun. You have to like. Jeffrey learned the hard way. So he did a trade with James, and he got this Lucario, but it was like level 75, which was cool. But like Jeffrey went to go fight with him, and he would never listen to him. And Jeffrey was like, he never listens. And I was like,
oh right, I forgot that they do that.
Yeah, you have to like get some of these gym badges to build up so they can tell, they'll start listening more and shit.
Okay, so he would say, okay, do this move, and he would just ignore him.
Yeah, Lucario ignored you. Lucario pretended not to notice. Lucario fell asleep or some shit like that.
Wow.
Or taking a nap or some fucking shit like that.
Okay, so it's kind of like the old Game Boy, the Pokemon, whatever those ones were.
Oh, we were looking up because you was trying to find shinies. So I was like, he was asking me, what's this shiny look like? I was like, I don't know. My name's not James, so I got to look it up. So I looked it up. And it was like, okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, but it had like the whole like chain of evolutions of what it looked like throughout the years. He's like, why is that one in black and white? I was like, that's Game Boy. He's like, they didn't have color. I was like, the originals? No, those are.
Yeah, it was like black and green were the colors. Yeah. They literally had. Remember when Game Boy Color came out, and they were like, I mean, that was the.
And they were expensive as fuck.
Oh, dude. It was like $100 at least, right, for just the Game Boy alone back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I never was getting one,
but
I knew other people had them.
Yeah, I saw them like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, they would have them. Kids would have them on the bus, and I remember because they would sell the Pokemon Red. You can get Pokemon Red or Blue, and then you would also get the Game Boy that was also red or blue.
Remember you had to, when you wanted to trade, you'd have to tether in? You'd have to.
You'd have to link it up with like a USB cable.
Yeah, the old school ones.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Wow. And like that now.
Of course, he thinks that he's like I'm a fucking dinosaur now because there was no color. It's like it's not like the world is black and white. We saw color TV. Fuck you.
The world was in color. It's like The Giver. Yeah, but we had Game Gear, Sega Game Gear.
Okay, yeah.
But that thing was like a tank. It probably weighed 5 pounds, but the fucking screen was 2 by 2 inches.
Yeah, I know. No widescreen.
But that was pretty cool. I don't know how we even. I remember. I mean, we got these things not Xbox came out this year. It was like, this came out 3 years ago, and then we would get it because it was cheaper, or we get it secondhand or something.
Yeah. Our GameStop, and it'd be like the refurbished.
Refurbished ones or whatever. But they had Mortal Kombat on that thing, which we weren't allowed to have. But I remember somebody had that, and there's some code you can do that would unlock the blood mode. And
yeah. Because he was asking me about Mortal Kombat. He's like, "Did you play that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I mostly played it at the arcades."
Yeah, it was better at the arcade, I think.
Yeah, because you had the big color screen. You had the
Yeah.
And I said, "I played it at the arcades," and he's like, "Oh, you didn't play it at home?" I was like, "Well, no, those games." I said you would have to go to arcades and play it at an arcade. He was like, "So you had to go?" He couldn't
It's like.
So yeah, most of the games, if you want to play The Simpsons or or
yeah,
Terminator. Remember Terminator with the gun and shit? I said you'd have to go to the arcade and play that. He was like, "What?"
Oh my God. Well, I thought Duck Hunt back in the day was kind of a
cool Duck Hunt. Or you did the Nintendo at the Olympics where you had the little look like a twister pad. You'd have to run on the red and blue squares.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Oh yeah, my dad and I used to play that.
Wow, you would hook it into your
Nintendo, yeah.
Wow.
You'd have to run on the pads when you were trying to run, you'd run in place, and then you would jump up and you'd jump for the hurdle and
for
shit.
The skis and stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I did see some rumor that some new Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out. But it's not going to be a huge upgrade. It sounds like it's going to be some sort of spec bump or something. So
it was when we were talking to Jeffrey about those games, he was like, "Wow," and Ron was like he acted like it was another time. It's like, yeah, Jeffrey. If you missed your show, you had to hope for a rerun. You got to go to the TV guide and open up the TV guide and thumb through it over there.
I mean, kids, they don't realize how good they have it without because Netflix, you're basically just getting commercials, and then we would watch something, whatever we make them watch a baseball game or whatever, and they're like, "What?" They get mad. They're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "I know. I'm frustrated as well with these commercials, but this is how it used to work."
Yeah, that was the you watch your show. It's commercials. Okay, everyone go to the bathroom. Get your snack. You had to hurry up. You had 2 minutes. I remember it was always you had 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then remember, I mean, my wife talks about this as well. It's you're yelling. It's it's on, and you're your dick's half out of your pants. You got piss dribbling down your legs. You're like, oh fuck, I can't miss it. You're running back to the family TV.
Yeah, it was the family TV too.
Yeah,
so we just had the one in the front room.
Oh man, yeah, the family.
I even got the one time when I got my TV in my room. It was my grandma's old TV, but it was just the dial one where you get 3, 10, 13.
Click him. It actually would click to the channel.
Yeah, click. And you had I had to do the fucking tinfoil on the antennas to get the signal. I thought it was so cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had it in your room, so that was pretty cool. But I remember my grandparents had some antenna. They had the big antenna on their house, but they had some controller in their house that you could dial it, and it would move the antenna around to try to catch a better signal. So that was something.
the TV screen was smaller than a computer monitor today.
Oh yeah, and it fucking weighed like 1,000,000 pounds.
Oh yeah, there was no moving it.
No. Yeah, if a TV, like an old school TV, fell on you, like it probably is killing you. Because it's so big, and there was no like a big TV back then was like a 20, 26, 28, 30 inch maybe. If you were if you were balling out 30-inch.
Yeah, you were like, wow.
Yeah.
I remember like when they first started coming out with like the 55s. I remember my mom like, who needs a TV that big? I was like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm looking at mine now. I'm like 75. I'm like, I could go a little bigger, I think.
Yeah, I think I can 80. I don't know.
I think I need to
look at the 80, 85. I'm like, wow.
I like the slimness
of
the new TVs they have. I'm surprised based on from when we were like, 15 to 20 in those 5 years, the TV technology like we went from boob tubes to like plasmas in 5 years. But I feel like in the last 10 years, yeah, we got 4K and that shit, but like, I don't know. I feel like maybe it would be a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, because it's like, remember it was like, I remember being younger and like, I think it was like my aunt or uncle, they had like a flat screen, but remember like the
DLP.
It was like 12 feet. It was 12 inches deep anyway. It was like fucking huge. And if you sat on the side, it was like a privacy screen. Like you couldn't see. You had to look straight on.
The viewing angle was like you had to be squared up to it, or else it wasn't gonna work. And then if one of those bulbs went back out, then it like started getting really dark, and you're like trying to squint. You would build these TVs were so massive. You basically would build your whole entertainment center around it.
Yeah.
Like you would get your TV there, and then you'd like set up your, what other shit you would have around it, your speakers, or they had cabinets. Some of them like had cabinets built in. Yeah.
Robin gets those, like sometimes like someone like, oh, I have a cabinet that, you can, if you want to, they'll send you a pic. They always, the neighbors will try to pawn off their shit on us. And it's like an old school, like for a built-in TV. And it's like, who the fuck's going to have this?
Yeah, like
I don't want that.
Turn it into like a Murphy bed situation or something.
Sometimes we've done it before where I just took the top off and now it's like a dresser.
Yeah.
But some of them it's like you can tell it's like a particle board. Like they got it at like they bought it at Kmart back in the day. I'm like, no,
it's a blue light special.
I don't want that.
Yeah, like I'll pass on that Kmart trash. So when they're not trying to take your furniture out of your fucking garage, they're trying to give it to you.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
We've got some free stuff. This is an interesting one. Because people will be on the lookout and they'll send Robin stuff like, oh, hey, this person has an estate sale and this is everything is free. And it had some shit. I was like, oh, yeah, you can redo some of this stuff.
Yeah. So, and your wife and you're so good because you look at it and you're like, okay, I know I need to do XYZ and then I can make XYZ dollars.
Yeah.
Like you just see the equation in your head and you know.
You do it. Okay, we could turn this for,
yeah.
Especially if it's free. I'm like, oh shit. And this guy has some good stuff.
Nothing but margins on those free products.
Yeah. You can splurge and go to Hobby Lobby and get the good handles, like the fancy handles. I've done that.
Nice.
So
Hobby Lobby.
So then so she contact the guy and say, oh, I see everything's free. And she tried to haggle him. Like, if you want, I can take a bunch of stuff off your hands right now so you can close up shop early, kind of.
Yeah. Smart.
And then he wrote back like, oh, I've had so much interest. I'm going to give you a time to come through and collect this stuff. And here's your time slot to show up at this time. And we can see what we got. And it was kind of weird. I was like, do I need to bring a weapon? Are we going to get
sounds
like
sus.
Mud? So we go, and our time slot was like 2, and I was like, oh fuck.
We opened that shit at 8:00.
Yeah, he did. We did it at 8:00. I was like, fuck. So we show up, and it's in like a mobile home park. I was like, okay. And the guy came out. He was an old guy. He was a nice guy. He's like, oh yeah, I still got some stuff. I had a lot of interest. I said, all right. So we ended up filling the truck bed anyway, this shit, because there was a bunch of shit. I was like, oh yeah, boom, boom.
Nice.
So, but then I was like, well, everything's free? He's like, yeah, I'm moving to Reno. I don't want to move any of this. I don't even want to deal with it. Just get it out. I was like, all right, sounds good to me. He was like sleeping on the mattress because his fucking bed was taken. I was like, oh God.
Jesus. Was he like going to take his mobile home up there? Or he
No, I think he said his wife is already up there in their new home. I think he's like, I just retired or she just retired or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever.
Sleeping on the mattress on the floor. Like,
yeah, I know. I was like, he's like, this is where I'm sleeping. I was like, he's like, yeah, someone wanted the bed. I was like, I can tell him to come back later.
Let me use it tonight and then you come back tomorrow. And I'll be done sleeping on it.
And he was older and he was a bigger fellow. So I was like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
There was
did
one.
They take the box spring or he had the box spring too? Or just the mattress?
It was just the mattress on the floor.
Raw dogging it like that.
Yeah,
huh?
raw dogging it. And he had one chair. He's like, this chair stays until I'm done because this is where I'm sitting while I'm doing this. It's like, all right, I don't want your
nasty, one chair.
Yeah, nasty recliner. I don't want that anyway.
Dude, some of these recliners, I mean, just knowing what happens in your own house, a recliner I will never purchase secondhand because I'm like, it's seen too much. I mean, it's just, it's not. It's too much. Too much farts have been fucking dusted in there and all sorts of things.
How much food spilt in there? I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
There was one. It was weird. So there was one a while back. It was actually in the same mobile park. Robin's like, hey, this person's giving away this thing. And I remember showing up and the lady was there. She was an old lady. She was crazy. Like she had shit everywhere. And I was like, huh. And she's like, oh, it's behind my car. And I looked at the wheels and like had cobwebs behind the wheels. I was like, this car hasn't moved in months, so fuck. So I like moving around her car and shit. And she was nice, but she was crazy. Yeah. But anyway, so whatever. Robin's like, hey, it was just probably like maybe 8 months so later, maybe a year. She's like, oh, this sweet cabinet, it's free. They just want to get rid of it. I was like, okay. So we pull up and I was like, we've been here. And I was like, what? I was like, we've been here. I go, this is that crazy lady. They're like, but I wasn't talking to a crazy lady. And this guy showed up and it was empty. And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, she kicked?
Yeah, she kicked it. Because like, oh, it's my mother-in-law's. We're just trying to.
Oh.
It was hers. And I said, oh, yeah, she was. I didn't want to say I'd been to her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah.
We already took a sweep a couple months ago.
I helped you clear out a couple cabinets or a dresser.
Did she have a lot of cats?
Yeah, she had a couple cats. I remember that.
A couple kitty litter box, like 4 kitty litter boxes, just around overflowing with turds.
You should see. I could do a coffee table book of stuff that Robin sent me to pick up by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like usually when her and I go, it's pretty smooth. But for whatever reason, when she's like, hey, I can't go. Can you go pick this up? This person's being kind of pushy.
You get the crazies?
Oh, my God. I've gotten some serious crazy people where I'm like.
Are you have a knife or something on you? Or are you just going to go with the fisticuffs?
I'm going with fisticuffs. I think I have a chain of some sort. I think it was like my grandpa's chain for towing. I'm just going to use it as if it last case scenario. There's been a couple times I pulled up and this lady's like, she had this huge property. I remember this one. She had this huge property. I pulled up and I was like, is this it? And I was like, and she was like out front. And I was sitting on the sidewalk and I was like, I'm here. Robin sent me. She's like staring at me. And I was like, maybe I have the wrong house because she wasn't responding. She's like,
yeah.
Okay. I was like, okay. All right. Am I at the right house? Yeah. Don't step on my plants. And I was like looking down at my feet. I was like, I'm on the sidewalk. She's like, just don't walk across the plants to talk to me. I was like, I wasn't.
Wasn't planning on it.
So then like she opens her garage and it is full, like to the brim of just like it's a hoarder. I was like, oh my God. No. And the cabinet is completely full of shit.
There was stuff inside of it still?
Completely full. Like she had stuffed it. And I was like, oh no. Is this it? She's like, yeah. I was like, I'm not taking the stuff. She, no. Just the cabinet. I was like, okay.
So you had to help unload at the.
Well, I said, "Do you want me to help you?" No, don't touch it. And I was like, "Okay, I'll just stand here while you move one item by one." I stood there for 25 fucking minutes while she moved one by one. I was like, "Oh my god!"
It's just knick-knack bullshit in there.
Knick-knack bullshit. That's all it was.
You just could have binned it right in the bin.
She just stuffed it in there like she, just like a kid, like you see the cartoons where when the company's coming over and they shove all the shit into the closet. It's exactly how it was stuffed in there. I was like, "What the hell?" And then she's like,
"But delicate. She has to treat it so delicate when she's taking it out."
Yeah. She's like, "You can back down the driveway." She had this massive driveway, like one of those driveways that's like a fucking quarter mile. And I was like, "Okay." So I was backing down, and then I stopped. She's like, "Don't hit my car!" And I was like, I got out, and I was like, "I am 50 feet from your car." I was like, "Oh my god, I can't." I said, "All right, let's go." So I started moving. She's like, I told your wife I have a dolly." I was like, "Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't bring mine." Her dolly had 3 wheels, not 4, 3. So I had to do this balancing act. I was like, "Fuck!"
It's like a wheelbarrow, dude. Yeah, you're never forgetting your dolly again.
No,
after that one.
No, I've had a few. I've had a few people.
You could have brought that one that the guy with the fish tank helped you move. It's
still at my house.
Yeah. Did he ever take it back, or you just took it from
him? I still have it. I even saw him actually months later at Aqua Depot. I said, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I have your dolly." He's like, "Oh, okay. I'll come by and pick it up." Never seen him.
Well, now you got a free dolly.
Yeah, you're a dolly chip, an extra
free dolly on that. Oh man. Well, what do you think 2024 is going to bring us? Is it election year this year?
Yes.
Fuck.
Sorry about that shit.
Brutal.
I hate the election.
That's gonna be no fun.
No.
What celebrity deaths should we be anticipating? I think Bam Margera, I feel like, is a pretty safe bet. We don't wish ill on any of these people, but
no, maybe Willie Nelson. I feel like Willie Nelson's still rolling. I mean, I don't know how.
Dude, that weed is like preserving him.
I know. Maybe Clint Eastwood. He's
cured
himself.
Clint Eastwood is old as well. Yeah. Feinstein kicked last year, so there's no.
I would say Harrison Ford, but I saw him being DH, and he's still riding a horse through a subway. So I think we're.
That's true. Yeah, he was on top of trains,
fighting Nazis. So he's
so good. So he's gonna be good, but yeah, I don't know. We got, I don't know. 2023 seemed like, I don't know. These last couple of years, the pandemic really threw everyone for a loop, and then it was still like a couple of years, and we're like, okay, 2023, we're kind of getting out of it, but then it seemed like a real motherfucker every year.
Yeah, I know. There's always something. Like God.
Yeah, always something going on. So maybe that's just, I don't know if that's just us, but it seems like that's the general sentiment from at least Instagram, at least the internet.
Yeah, the internet's time.
I saw the things like this is in and this is out for the year. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Let me see. Oh, I probably shouldn't have even brought it up because now I can't find it. It's like, oh, these things are out for the year and these things are in for the year. The in-out list. It's like some trend that is happening on TikTok or something.
Oh.
But I'm not able to find it. I spoke too soon. But anyway, I saw one thing that was going to be out, podcasts. So here we are.
All right.
Here we are on that front. But you do any resolutions you're doing this year, or do you mess around with that stuff? What do you?
No, I don't really have any resolutions.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you?
I'm just like I want to. No, not really. It's like, okay, I'll try to.
You know what? I'm gonna be more patient this year, and then it's like 2 days in, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I try to not do like 10 different things. I'll try to do one thing, and it will not be it'll just be like eat eat better, or this year I think I'm gonna get lift more weights, get stronger, but not like get into like a workout routine, but just start to get a little stronger. I don't know,
a little stronger. There we go.
Yeah, lift some weights. I did one day already. Sore as fuck.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm doing it. When it was the most 20 minutes of like a Peloton strength thing. The first 5 minutes was warm up, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a horrible time if I'm this gassed, struggling through the fucking warm up. Like, I got to take a set break from in between bear crawls or something of like no weights. I'm like, this could be very telling of how this is going to go if the warm up is this tough for me. But stick with it. A little consistency never hurt anybody. So that's what I'm going for.
That's right. I do go to the gym, lift some weights. So
that's good. Keep that body. It's the only one you got. Treat it nice, I guess. I probably will be doing less drinking this year. That's been a trend for me, but not like not something I set out to do in the beginning of the year. It's just sort of turned out that way. But
yeah, I mean, I'm taking it easy. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I think as we're getting older, getting to be old,
it's people. Like I don't want to feel like terrible.
I know. It's like, oh, it is fun on the occasion, yes. But
after the holidays, I usually got to let my liver take a break.
I agree. The holidays is kind of like everyone cuts it loose starting Thanksgiving, I feel like.
Yeah, it just rolls all through the whole month of December.
Yeah, and it's like for the next 6 weeks, it's like higher boozing, and then I have seen some. There's been some stuff that's like, oh, the dry January. But my wife said she saw something that's damp January. It's like, oh, you're doing your best.
There's no drought over here.
You're drinking less. You're drinking less, but you're still drinking. So damp January, which is
I'll co-sign with that one. I'll go damp January.
Yeah, I mean, my wife's birthday's in January, so that's a tough.
That's true.
Tough one to kind of navigate because it's like, oh, wine tasting or something like that. So, but yeah,
hopefully
you do.
It's on a Saturday this year, right?
It is, yeah. And it's on MLK JRD weekend. So a nice, took a Friday off for myself. So a nice little 4-day situation. I like the aspirationally trying to ease into the year. But you know how those things always somehow find a way to get you.
Hopefully that's going to be a Rams playoff victory day.
Oh. Who are they?
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
So they're the 6th seed. If they lose and the Packers win, then they'll be the 7th seed. But I don't think, like we talked about in our group chat, the Rams will not be playing their starters.
Oh, against the Niners this week.
Yeah, and the Niners are not playing their starters either, so
could be kind of
Niners got the 1 seed, and the Rams, you're the wild card anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like you're fighting for any kind of home field advantage, so fuck it.
Save the bodies. Yeah, the Seahawks have like one of those edge situations, like they have to win, and then something else has to happen.
Yeah, they have to need a little help. They need they have to win. The Packers have to lose. And I think
I'm not putting much.
The Vikings have to lose.
Much hope in it, but your brother's Dolphins did get tromped though by the.
I was talking
Ravens.
to Dana because Dana was like, "What's the excuses today?" And at first he didn't have any. He was just like,
"Oh, is he getting like poopy pants on it? Just like oh."
No, he had, like I said, he had a moment of weakness with me, and he had let it slip. Like he anticipated them to lose.
Oh wow, okay.
And then I don't think he anticipated them to get absolutely trounced. But
yeah, it's like 42 to 14,
56 to 14.
56.
Yeah,
damn,
they dropped a 50 burger on him. So yeah, at first, he just didn't say anything, and then then he came out with Well, it's because, so-and-so was out, and Waddle was out, and Mostert was out, so they didn't have a full team. If they had a full team, the offense would click on all cylinders. And,
Delusions.
Yeah.
Delusions.
I think he was quiet because he was workshopping some excuse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was figuring out what the missing pieces were on that.
And now he's claiming, he's already claiming because they moved the Dolphins-Bills game to Sunday night. It's going to be the primetime game.
Oh.
So he was claiming a fix. The fix is in.
Oh.
Dolphins can't use the heat to their advantage, which they usually do. You go to Miami, they usually make the opposing team wear their dark uniforms.
Their dark jerseys. Oh, wow.
And they have a shade that
covers the home side,
but not the away side.
Wow.
But it's a night game,
Nefarious.
So it doesn't matter. And now he's claiming Tyreek Hill's house is on fire. He's claiming a Bills fan, racially charged.
Racially charged attack.
Hate crime.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a stretch.
He's going to the dark web for his theories there, for his info.
Yeah. That's I saw they are publishing the Epstein list.
Yep.
It's coming out today or something. Jimmy Kimmel is somehow caught in the crossfire of this, and
because Aaron Rodgers.
What the fuck is this about?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers said that he actually said on the Pat McAfee show, he said something to the effect of there's a lot of people on those that don't want their names released, like Jimmy Kimmel on that list. And Jimmy Kimmel's like, I've never met him, I've never flown with him.
But was Aaron Rodgers was it kind of like a joke thing?
There was
the only name he threw out?
There was some sort of fake, deep fake list with his name on it from the QAnon people.
Oh, okay.
And he bit off on it, thinking it was true. So he called him
dude, Aaron Rodgers is
soft-minded idiot or something like that. Would believe a deep fake or some shit.
His rebuttal was pretty good, I thought.
If you wanted to debate this further, then we could do it in court or some shit like that.
Yeah. He really. And Pat McAfee had to put a fucking press release out saying he's
sorry.
He did all that. He just facilitated it on a show. He didn't he didn't start a pod or anything.
That's always like I was watching the Manning cast, and Peyton Manning was he was complaining about the same type of thing where he's like, I don't know why I'm always the one that has to apologize, because he had to apologize for his brother did the double bird on thing, and then he had to apologize for Marshawn saying what the fuck on live TV. He's like, I didn't even say it. I'm the one that has to apologize. This is crazy.
Yeah, that is. Well, the Pat, his star is rising. He's officially with ESPN now. He has a legit.
He has a legit show. He had a big contract. I forget what the contract was.
Nice.
He's on College Game Day. I don't really watch College Game Day, but I know he's on it. Some of his stuff. I think he's pretty hilarious. Some of his stuff.
Yeah. But he just kind of had his own show that he was just going, that he was running himself.
Yeah, it was his own pod. He did it on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
I think he did. So it says he did a 5-year, $85 million.
Damn. Good for him. It's probably more money than he made in the NFL.
Yeah.
Cracked in.
And he's making less than $120 million over a 4-year deal with FanDuel. So yeah,
so he's got two fat contracts.
Yeah, he's
doing well for himself. Good for him.
He's not missing a meal, I'll tell you that.
No, and he's not trying to get caught up in any fucking lawsuits from Jimmy Kimmel. He's like, fuck this, I'm sorry. We would be groveling if anything like that happened. Of course.
Oh, absolutely. I'd run it back in.
Yeah, be like, we'll just shut it down. We'll just cancel the whole show. But
I'll take my money and run.
Yeah, take my money and get the hell out of here. Oh, speaking of getting the hell out of here, we better get the hell out of here, Cern. We did another good one today for everybody listening, but this will be year 9?
I think so.
Oh my good Lord Almighty.
Jeez.
Year 9 of the Chip and Cern Show. Here we are.
Still here.
Wow. I cannot believe it. Every Thursday, more or less, we're here in your ear holes. Thanks for listening. Have a good 2024, everyone. Till next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.